We got ourselves Big Doll first up versus Crimson. Crimson going for the leg sweep, immediate IBF out of Big. Let's make try to see if he might be able to max up some damage. It's going to be immediate Karmas. He's trying to reverse a lot of damage back into the Unholy Death Knight, but the Army of the Dead does join back in, and Big just trying to let the pets do a lot of damage, trying to let the pets do a lot of work versus Crimson. Is looking to disengage out of that completely, not a grip while he's moving away. Crimson should be able to catch a couple of Vivifies. The pets do fall apart around the corner, stun by the goal, as Big should be able to walk in and potentially get some kind of damage established. He is down to coolness for like 45 seconds. But maybe we could get him back up quicker. Crimson is going to bail out of there completely. Just looking to reposition and looking to catch up on healing. Playing that Carrion Windwalker. He used a lot of his offensive cooldowns. Might be able to potentially wait for a minute-long CDs to come back. Potentially has the mirror images or Storm Earth of Fire. Could maybe make some kind of work off of that. Disarm onto the Death Knight. He's going to go trick it. He's going to be immediate ruined with that hamstring. Crimson looking to get out of there. It looks like he got plenty of ability to escape out of the clutches of a Death Knight. The pets are rounding the bed. Crimson does catch up a little bit healing. It's going to go for a bit of a forward move. Got himself a defensive. Still has the dampened harm in case they want to use it versus Big. It's going to get the just rolling in with a Fist of Fury to follow. Crimson just trying to see if they can max out some Fist of Fury damage. Looks like the pets are attacking the slime though. Wait a second, Crimson, your pets may be attacking Kevin. Oh no, Crimson, you gotta make sure to have better control of the Storm Earth of Fire, because they were literally beating up poor old Kevin. The gold comes from around the corner. That's also gonna be A-Bomb joining in. Crimson could be dead just to those pets alone. Stun to Crimson, I think it might be over. Big, does he have enough damage to finish it? Crimson, oh my goodness. Kind Karma coming back up, I think, at the very last second. I'm not sure if that was their first global. Potentially could have maybe lived it a little bit longer. Gonna be Chicago up next versus Big Rolf. Gonna be the pet transforming. What kind of a legend is Big rolling? I don't know if is he playing the pet Lego? Is he? I'm not even sure if he is playing the pet legendary. Stun in Chicago as they do have a wall up and running. Gonna be Army Dead joining in, the full army with Apocalypse charging out. Big trying to use the IBF as well as much self-healing as he can from the runic power spent, from the runic power generated, to try to see if he can catch back up. Gonna be Chicago swapping out to that it's not a vent there. Necro this time got himself big zaps. Gonna be Big trying to drop down the anti-magic barrier, and actually is gonna stay in the AMZ or AM wait, anti-magic zone. That's what it is. AMS, AMZ. Why did I say anti-magic barrier? I guess it is a barrier of a sort, but it is the AMZ. The A-Bomb join in. It is adding quite a bit of extra substantial damage. Gonna be the pet transformation. Chicago could be in big trouble. AMS up for Big, so he's actually immune to any CC from Chicago or a portion of that magic damage. Chicago trying to play as healing as possible. Got himself the counter check totem. Potentially could be some damage reversed back towards Big, but looks like he's gonna be able to take it out fairly quickly. Chicago does catch up a little bit of healing. Got himself some damage rolling in. Big could be a big trouble himself. Got no defenses left. Got a flush gun, build it back up. Trying to regrab the shield. Chicago caught up all that healing before the dampening really rolls in. And Chicago waiting out until they can get himself a good lineup versus Big. That's going to be Raptors joining in. Does add up towards extra sustained damage. Chicago could potentially go for big zaps onto the pet as well as Big. And I think that might have been what just happened there. I think that when they try to focus on the pet, if they can deny the pet damage from Big, that's going to be quite a lot of damage tonight. Big actually gripping into Kevin or one of the Raptors. I don't think he ended up gripping Chicago at all. It's going to sacrifice his main goal. Needs to summon a new one immediately. Chicago does have the Raptors on him, and they are going to be enough to finish off the job as they continuously just whittle down the Unholy Death Knight bit by bit, dismantling them little by little, letting Flame Shocks do work. DBZ is going to be up next, yet another pet class, sending out the pets really early on, as Chicago is going to get some lightning bolts up and running. Gonna be Earth Elemental getting banished up pretty early on, but Chicago does gain a pretty big defensive with it. Extra health bolster, crafted a big old flashcraft shield, can walk out of DBZs if they want to. But as the pets are charging out, he kind of doesn't want to really run out of DB, taking extra damage from those demon bolts while all those pets are up and running, especially with those pets being kind of spread out in the open. Is going to try to focus in on his Felgar pet, wants to make sure that thing does not die, because that's quite a substantial portion of his damage that he's going to need versus Chicago. Sending out more Demon Doggos into a Mortal Coil. Tricking by Chicago, landing quick into versus DBZs. Wants to go for a full turn if possible. Gonna be the Son of Chicago with a Soul Rod to follow. Chicago with the Obelisk out in the open. Definitely wants to focus down the Obelisk. Sunder onto DBZs, stunning all the pets. Is gonna escape out of it immediately. Just wants to avoid the Warlock and those pets while the Tyrant is up and running. Looks like the Tyrant is going to turn a lot of that attention back over to the Earth Elemental though, and I think is going to dissipate after a little bit of time. DBZ just gotta try to stay out in the open versus Chicago. Is your pet up and running? Is your pet dead? I think maybe Chicago was able to focus down the Felguard fast enough. Gonna be a second Felguard summoned up out of the nether. DBZ definitely needs to get himself another pet running as soon as possible. Now that Chicago got a kick, there goes a proper Felguard. DBZ is gonna need something for healing though. Unless it got something, nothing, maybe, potentially. More to go last second with the fear to follow. Definitely needs to go for some kind of drain. Definitely needs to just let the pets do damage with Chicago and then back out of there as soon as possible. Wall with a drain life, potentially could catch up a little bit of healing. And as long as Chicago just hides behind the pillar, doesn't give DB Zeus any opportunity to catch up any health through the drain. Those pets are going to do a bit of damage to Chicago, but it's going to turn the attention onto the Felguard. Another pet falls down. And for DB Zeus, there's not much he can really do unless he can somehow find a way to get a new pet. He realizes it's over. He realizes once his pet is gone, there isn't much he could really do. Chicago is going to go for a flesh guard. There's still a seed pod. Does Chicago realize it? I think just realized. If this gave up though. Unfortunate. So far playing Demonology. Wait, maybe it was just a farce. Maybe it was just, you know what? I'm not going to go down without a fight completely. It's going to get the Tyrant up and running. It's going to get some Demon Doggers in there. At least potentially could get him some resources. I think he was literally giving up. It was like, you know what? Maybe potentially I could somehow make a comeback. You know what? Maybe I can just set pets up and running. So far, you went from like, oh, okay, this is over. Wait, maybe I could make something happen. Okay, this is over. Next is going to be Zark. This man was an absolute machine last game, but T-Rex was able to find a way to outlast him. Zark is going to go for full wreck with an avatar, so he got himself the full burst with a blazer to follow. Got himself mad damage to Chicago as they try to pop a wall. That's going to be a banner up for Zark, taking a big lightning bolts back to back. Actually, super low health, trying to catch up as much healing as possible. Get himself mad healing from his Bloodthirst. He got himself a couple more Bloodthirsts ready to go, and Chicago is just taking so much damage. Thunder with a stun, going to be tricking out of the warrior, and Chicago's trying to see if he can hightail out of there. Ghost Wolf, not enough to help him walk out of there. Chicago says the execute rage, gonna be even more procs for Zark as just continued the rampage on and on and on. Next is gonna be what looks like errorless as the flesh count is given to Zark to give himself a bit of an honor duel. The Rogue could have stopped it. Rogue could have stepped in and just stopped a lot of that healing, but he let Zark get that heal. Zark needs someone right now for this trinket. It's going to be mad damage by Errorless though. Made sure he made the perfect play, perfect go. Without a trinket, I guess the Rogue is dropping down a full grenade on him. There's only so much he could do, and Zark did the best he could. At best, he was just kind of hoping that Errorless was not going to get a crit there. But it's going to be DJ trying to see if he can change some flame shots onto Errorless. No more defenses out for the Rogue, so only got Faint as well as a self-heal. Got himself maybe sipping up from the Kyrian. DJ looking to recover a little bit of health. Errorless not really pushing in. That's have a blind, so at least he got a bit of control versus DJ. DJ still holding on to a trinket. Errorless taking those back-to-back kill shots might be really deadly for him. It looks like that was a final kill shot around the corner. Just did enough damage, possibly a crit. Errorless is going to be going down with Squippy up next. Does he freeze the trap as he goes into pounce onto DJ. Scary Beast is going to get him out of stealth. I actually very like that animation. He goes in for a rake and cat form, and it's like Night Elf form. Also goes in for a damage and hit. So when he goes to freeze the trap, you can see he's like mid-attack. That actually is a nice little touch. I never ever seen that before. I didn't even know that happened. Try to see if he can catch up with regrowth. So it looks like this way DJ is going to press the offensive. Wall is out on the Squippy as he dives at really low health. He is low in health, but that wall should let him stabilize for a short amount of time. Skippy's final defensive is out and about, but he's trying to see if he can build up some calm points off of that muskrat pet. Maybe potentially go for stone. DJ does get a maim, trying to go for Psycho, but that pet is going to be enough to take you out with those dots rolling in. Siveric last one left. Try to see if he can fight versus DJ Reflex earlier. Did you already go for mirror images? He might have, or Mirror Torment. He might have went for Mirror Torment early already. So we're trying to see if he can reposition with the Door of Shadows. Trying to catch up to DJ. Once he get a touch of the Magio on him. Siveric is definitely going to have to go for an ice. Oh my god. That kill shot just absolutely just ended him. I don't know if Siveric wanted to go for an ice block there. Maybe. Yeah, dude, Siveric is insane. That was a lot of damage. Honestly, I was thinking the whole time, like, maybe he'll be okay, maybe he'll right. It's like, it's right over through. But get those consistent kill shots back to back. Did every one of them crit? Or is it just the kill shot damage baseline?